blackest night falls from the skies. The darkness grows as the light dies. We pray your hearts and your demise. By the black hand, the dead shall rise. And with that quote from the Black Hand beginning the events of Blackest Night, we shall be reviewing Blackest Night. First off though, I have to apologize to everyone who watches my videos. I've been very sort of infrequent, I do apologize. Protolet one again even pointed that out, and I do apologize. If I got your name wrong, I will hit myself just to be sure. Ow. Anyway, Blackest Night is how to describe it? It's a big superhero event, alright, but it's a horror event in the same way. Like, how to describe it? The current firestorm is fused together with the Black Lantern firestorm, the original one, Ronnie Raymond. And basically the current firestorm had been fused together with a girl that he loved. The Black Lantern firestorm, wanting to cause as much terror as possible, dares him to think of the chemical formula for salt. And you know, your man's that I'm not into salt, I'm not into salt, I'm not into. Come on, you know you want to. Come on, I'll give you a hint. And whatever the chemical formula and makeup of salt is, he thinks it, and he just turns it into salt. And you're just sitting there. I think I want myself. Because that is how freaking terrifying it got. Now, Blackest Night though was still, it might have been terrifying at times, but it rocked. It was brilliant. Geoff Johns as the writer proves once and for all why he is the bloody badass he is. And Evan Rivers does a great job replacing Ethan Van Schreiber, who does a lot of the work with Geoff Johns. Now, Blackest Night, first off, there are some things I should get out. For instance, the Black Lanterns themselves. This is a spoiler, so turn it off, I'll give you the sense. The Black Lanterns are actually computer programs that contain the memories and the qualities a person had in life. They then find the thoughts of a dead individual, reconstruct it, grant that person his or her abilities or powers, and then use that person to increase the emotion of the living to a high point, and then kill that person, rip out the heart and eat it. The emotion absorbed in the heart will be sent to Black Hand, who will use it to launch a huge operation he has in plan. Now, the Black Hand isn't alone. First off with his assistant on intergalactic scale, the Orion. Star was one of the Guardians who had been horribly scarred while fighting the Anti-Monitor in the Sinestro War. It turns out she actually... is she? Yeah, I'd say yes, Star's woman. Actually died, but was brought back without anyone realizing it by the third and most powerful being, Necron. Yes, Necron. You see, Necron is the entity of death. He's also not a tragic character, but you realize he has his reasons for wanting to destroy life. Blackest Night though was a great event, and I find that Geoff Johns' idea of not having the dead just eating and ripping people apart, but rather raising their emotion to a high point and then ripping their heart out as a far more interesting and unique take on the whole marauding living dead. I like to think what happened in the office when they came up with this. Mr. Johns is a full-top meeting with Necron, the living entity of the dead. I thought death was the living entity of the dead. No, Necron is also the living entity. Alright, send her in, Candy. Yes, Mr. Johns. Necron, my dear fellow. Shut up, Johns. What's wrong? Why must I end up creating a plain old army of zombies? What? No, but the reanimated dead. They have emotional ties that they're used to link in the resolve of the heroes and villains and kill them and eat them alive. That's the thing. I don't want plain zombies. This is a war against life. Against emotion, Johns. Can't you realize I want something big? Okay, I see where you're coming from, Necron. I didn't mean to offend you with this. Okay, how about this? Basically, the living dead, the Black Lanterns, use their connection to life to cause people's emotions to rise up to full. Say, someone has body is completely full of hope, and then they rip out a heart and eat it. That power is then converted to allow your plans to succeed. I see. This sounds very interesting. Yes, Jeff, I like this, and can I use their suggestion? You see, there's this being called the entity that represents life. Without it, you wouldn't be alive, there'd just be darkness. I suggest you bring that in as well. Yeah, actually, I've been planning that. Okay then, just as long as I know what I'm aiming for in the end. Okay, anyway, see you, Jeff. Hope practice night goes well. My thanks. Anyway, I loved Blackest night. I thought it was ingenious, brilliant, but terrifying at times. I will eventually get around to the tie-ins, but for now, this is Jim Cloud saying, say lovely, and something else fine, sure.